And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kansas City. We're at Severino Field at Vincent P. Dosta Memorial Stadium as the Rockhurst High School Hawklets host the Bentonville Tigers. Good evening again, everyone. I'm John McElroy, and I'm joined here in Kansas City, high atop Rockhurst Stadium here with my good friend and colleague, Donnie Payne, and we are excited to be up here to bring you all of tonight's action in an exciting showdown between two elite programs. Well, the teams have had their final warm-ups on the field. They're going into the locker rooms to get final instructions for the coaches. And I just want to welcome you in and thank you for joining us tonight. What should be a great matchup between two great programs. Well, the Rockhurst Hawklets, they come into tonight's game at 1-1 on the season. They lost their opening game of the season to Raymore Peculiar, or Ray-Peck as they're known around here, by a score of 42-34. But they picked up a win last week, 24-3 over Park Hill. The Rockhurst Hawklets are coached this year by first-year head coach Kelly Donahoe, who takes over for the legendary Tony Severino. Tony Severino coached Rockhurst here for 37 years. He was the only coach Rockhurst ever had, retired last year. So Kelly Donahoe coming in this year, he's got some big shoes to fill, to say the least. Well, the Bentonville Tigers come into tonight's game 1-0 on the seasoning with an opening win last week down in Conway by a score of 47-21. Bentonville, of course, is under the direction of head coach Jody Grant in his sixth season at Bentonville High School. Coach Grant has led the Tigers to a 49-13 record over the last 5 seasons. He has 4 7A West Conference titles. And, Donnie, this is something that just still amazes me, 25 straight conference wins. You know, again, you look at the job Jody Grant has done with this team over his first 5 seasons at Bentonville. Just tremendous what he and, you know, I know he'll give credit to this great staff and these young people. But just what a job leading this team.
Well, you're right, John. And, you're talking about replacing a legend. Coach Grant took over for Arkansas high school coaching legend Barry Lenny Sr. And to come in and have that kind of record on his own, Jody will give Coach Grant will give all the credit to his staff and the players, but yeah, a 25-game unbeaten streak in conference is pretty impressive.
Unbelievable. Well, Donnie, let's talk about last week. Of course, Bentonville traveled down to Conway in week 1 of the high school football season. Now, the way the Arkansas Activities Association has redone the calendar, week 0 is actually the first week teams can play. So Bentonville didn't get to play the first week, but did get down to Conway last week. And, Donnie, what a performance against a very, very good Conway Wampus Cat team.
Yeah, John, I was able to watch the game last week. Conway I was expecting a much closer game because Conway had already had a game. They defeated Fayetteville actually pretty handily in week 0. And with it being Bentonville's first game, you just never know what to expect that first game. Nerves, jitters, lots of penalties, but it wasn't. It was a pretty clean game. And that Bentonville defense, John, after Conway got out those quick 14 and then nothing till the fourth quarter after that.
Well, that's right. You know, the first quarter it opened up. Both teams kind of traded serves right there, 14-all at the end of the first quarter. And then you thought maybe it was going to end up kind of being sort of a shootout. But then in the second quarter, the defenses really settled into that game. Bentonville was able to get a field goal to end the half to take a 17-14 lead into the half. And you thought at that point this is exactly – what it was billed to be, a very close game between two good programs. But, from what I understand, Coach Grant had a conversation with his team at halftime, and it certainly showed coming out in the third quarter. Bentonville just exploded in the third quarter, and Conway didn't score again until very late in the game when it was well in hand at that point. So, all in all, for a first game, I'll tell you what, the Tigers always impress me, but I was impressed with the Tigers last week.
And you're actually exactly right. I mean, 26-point victory over that Conway team who, they were actually ranked second in the state after that first week victory over Fayetteville.
Hey, Donnie, let's step aside here for just a moment, and we'll have the playing of our national anthem. Father, we give you thanks All right, what a great job here by the crew, the public address announcer here at Rockhurst High School. A really moving tribute to the September 11th, the attacks of September 11th, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Just a class act, a very elite program, very excellent high school down up here in Kansas City. So hats off to those guys. Well, Donnie, let's go ahead and take a commercial break, and when we return, we'll be just about set for football tonight as the Bentonville Tigers get set to take on the Rockhurst Hawklets. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car. It's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutoBody.com.
All right, we welcome you back to Rockhurst High School here in Kansas City, and we're just about 5 minutes away from kickoff of tonight's game. And, Donnie, I want to go back. We were talking about Bentonville in the Conway game last week. You know, as I started kind of digesting the statistics and those things in the days that followed, one of the things just stood out at me immediately. 515 yards of total offense for Bentonville, 297 yards rushing. And for those of you that watched it last week, for those of you that were there, you know, you look at Josh Ficklin, sophomore running back, 107 yards. He was averaging 8.9 yards a carry. Sean Anderson, our senior running back, adds 77. Andrew Edwards, 64 yards. But I know those guys and anybody that watched it will attribute that to this offensive line. I thought the offensive line play last week, Donnie, was outstanding.
And John, we were talking about it at school this week. It was nice to see, and it's been a while since Bentonville's had we've had good offensive lines in the last few years, but this one's big again. And we were talking about it there in the second half, especially like the start of the third quarter. Conway's defensive linemen may have been making the tackles, but they were making them 5 yards downfield. The offensive line, the running backs weren't being contacted until they were already 5 yards downfield. And if you can pull that off, it's going to be a good running night.
This has the chance to be a very, very special unit. And, you know, let's go ahead and give the starting lineups. And I'm going to start with that offensive line. Starting at left tackle, that's going to be Ethan Fitzgerald, number 68. Avery Styron, the junior, he'll be at left guard, number 61. Number 58, Jackson Kaler, senior center on the offensive line. Number 74, Ryan Garrett. He's going to be your right guard, senior Ryan Garrett. Number 79, senior Josh Street, be your right tackle. And your tight ends will be split time between number 47, Jackson Gilbreth, who's a senior, and junior tight end, number 31, Luke Wright. At running backs, you're going to see Sean Anderson probably get the start, senior running back Sean Anderson, but you're also going to see a lot of number 1, Josh Ficklin, sophomore running back, moved in from Mississippi. At wide receivers, number 12, Cooper Smith had a big catch last week, 70 yards for a touchdown. Cade Foster, who, I mean, I'll tell you what, Cade Foster is impressing me more and more and more, and I look for him to have a big night. And then number 5, Chaz Nimrod, who had a 46-yard touchdown reception last week. So real solid offensive unit. And might I go ahead and mention number 94, Logan Turner, who was 2 of 3 on field goals last week. We know what kind of leg he has.
And John, the one he missed was, 50? It was over 50-yard attempt, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was a 51-yard attempt. And, you know, Donnie, that one was actually online, just kind of came up a little short. But Logan Turner, you know, we know what he can do. We saw him last season, so he's going to be a big weapon this year.
And, John, they just did the toss. Rockhurst won the toss and is deferring, so Bentonville will start on offense, which they did last week as well.
That's exactly right. So defensively, you know, look back at last week for the Tigers. Donnie, the defense gave up 2 scores in the first quarter, but that defense kind of settled in, and they did what Bentonville Tiger defenses do.
John, and it was impressive to watch the team speed on defense this year for Bentonville is just amazing. Conway, when they did try to run to the outside, they had no luck going outside at all. This Bentonville defense, you're not going to go sideline to sideline on them. You're going to hurt this defense, and the alignment, that 3-4, And we saw it last year with North Little Rock, John. Where you hurt this defense is when you just pound it right in the middle at them.
That's right. Well, let's go over that defensive starting lineup. At nose man will be number 91, Tyson Wimberly, the senior. At one defensive end, number 34, the senior Max Shreve. At the other defensive end be number 35, Donnie Thomas, junior defensive end. Your inside linebackers tonight, number 42, senior Cole Joyce. He'll be flanked by number 23, junior Mason Middleton. At outside linebacker, you'll have number 29, junior Ethan Arnold. And another guy that had a big night last week, interception, number 36, senior Zane Ochoa. At your cornerbacks, number 27, Eli Estes, and number 2, Colby Crawford. And your safeties, number 6, Jackson Hutchins, and number 13, senior Johnny Anderson. So the teams have both made their way to the sidelines. Bentonville, as Donnie said, will receive the ball to start the ball game. They're going to send their return unit onto the field. Well, Donnie, tell you what, this is a great night here in Kansas City. It's kind of overcast, temperatures in the lower 60s. It feels like fall. It feels like football.
That's right. I was outside earlier. I said it feels like almost like it's October, not the beginning of September. I think last time we came up here, John, it was like in the 90s, and we had to have in the state of Missouri, they have mandatory water breaks when the heat index is a certain level, and I know we had to have those mandatory water breaks. So this is actually, quite nice for the guys to play in this kind of temperature.
So to kick the ball away for Rockhurst, it'll be number 16, John Michael Gellenberg. Back deep to receive for the Bentonville Tigers will be number 5, Chaz Nimrod, number 1, Josh Ficklin, and number 2, Colby Crawford. So Crawford, Nimrod, and Ficklin deep to receive.
John, that's a good kickoff crew. I'd like to see some teams kick it deep to us this year.
Well, we'll see what kind of leg here Gillenborg has. Ball is in the air, and this one is going to sail into the end zone for a touchback. So John Michael Gillenborg showing some leg there early. Bentonville will start its first possession from its own 20.
John, I was impressed with Bentonville's opening drive last week. It was a good mixture of run and pass, and it was a long, sustained drive, and just kept that Conway defense out there and made them defend the whole field.
So to be number 7, Andrew Edwards, line up at quarterback. He'll have Sean Anderson lined up behind him in the backfield. Bentonville split 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Give goes to, no, it's a pass out to the left, complete to number 5. That's Chaz Nimrod. Chaz Nimrod is going to pick up 13 yards. That's going to be first and 10.
Good play action fake there on that first play, John. Fooled a lot of people.
Fooled
in the
me.
stadium.
Fooled me. I tell you what, great play fake to Sean Anderson and good throw to Chaz Nimrod. Same formation.
Bentonville's going no huddle here, John.
This time he does give to Anderson. Anderson's going to run behind the left side of the offensive line. He's going to push his way out to about the, well, they'll call it the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of close to 5. It'll be second down and 6.
Another good push by that offensive line on that first running play, John.
This time Bentonville's going to go trip receivers to the right. Edwards gives to Anderson up the middle. Anderson trying to move the pile. He'll get about a yard out of it, maybe a yard and a half. It'll be third down and 4. Just underway here from Kansas City, here at Dasta Memorial Stadium at Severino Field. Bentonville versus Kansas City Rockhurst. So big third down play, twin receivers to the right. Edwards takes a snap. He's looking to throw. Now he steps up, looking to his left, and Edwards is going to be sacked back at the 37-yard line. That was Johnny Pascuzzi, number 18, coming in for the sack right there. And so after an initial first down, Bentonville is going to have to punt it away. So on comes number 94, Logan Turner. Back deep to receive is Connor Ryan. And Donnie, I'm having trouble making out the number of the other deep man.
I can't see it either.
Turner gets the punt off. Kind of a low end-over-end kick that's going to bound at the 35. It takes a Rockhurst bounce up to about the 39-yard line, and Rockhurst is going to start its first possession of the ball game from its own 39.
And John, that sack was just outstanding coverage downfield. Andrew had time to make the throw. There just was not anyone open.
Yeah, it looked like he started out looking for a receiver out to his right and kind of had to step up, and thought he did good to step up, but there was just nobody to throw to. You know, one of the things Rockhurst does, Donnie, they're going to defensively load the box. They're going to dare you to throw the ball, and so I think we're going to see Bentonville put the ball in the air quite a bit tonight. So Rockhurst, I believe that is number 10, Bobby Hummel. And the give goes to John Michael Gellenberg, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Well, Bentonville's got the fumble.
Fumble, John.
Johnny Anderson, number 13, comes out of the pile, and Bentonville's got the first turnover of the game.
Well, John, we were talking about the defense there did a great job extending that play to the sideline, and I don't know who came up with the strip, but we saw Johnny Anderson came out of there with the football.
Wow, what a play, what an opportunity for the Tigers. And Donnie, just as you were saying in pregame, Bentonville's defense is not a defense that you want to run east and west on.
No, you're going to go north-south against these guys.
Okay, so it's going to be Cooper Smith split out here to the boundary. Looks like Sean Anderson, and I believe that may be Cade Foster. Cooper Smith coming in motion. He's going to take the fly sweep. He's going to try to cut it in, but he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
And John, Bentonville went empty backfield there. We'll probably see a play action pass out of that same setup I would have said later on in the game.
So this time Cooper Smith and Chaz Nimrod going to split out to the left. Sean Anderson in the backfield behind quarterback Andrew Edwards. Now Nimrod and Smith are going to come to the other side of the formation. Give goes to Anderson. Anderson's got a little bit of room. He's going to push forward for about 3. But again, he's going to bring up 3rd down for the Tigers.
And John, you're talking about it. Rockhurst is playing. They play it looks like a 4-3 defense. So they put 7 men up by the line of scrimmage to start with. They are daring you to throw the ball.
Cade Foster now checking into the ball game. Foster and Smith will split out to the right. Chaz Nimrod, single receiver on the left side.
And Rockhurst is going down to just 3 down linemen this play.
You got single coverage on Nimrod. That's where Edwards is going. He's going deep and just overthrows the outstretched hands of Chaz Nimrod. I'll tell you what, Donnie, I saw single coverage with number 5 over there, and you knew that's where it was going to go. Boy, I tell you what, I think Andrew Edwards would like to have that ball back because just a little overthrown.
And Chaz had his man beat to the inside, John.
He did.
He was open.
Same formation. Now the safety's going to play up a little bit. Edward now looks like he's changed the play. Maybe a quick kick here.
Yeah, it's going to be the quick kick.
Yeah. Oh, kind of comes off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So after the turnover, Bentonville's not able to take advantage of the opportunity, and Rockhurst will get the ball back on their second possession of the game.
And John, that worked out to be, they put it at the 26. That was a 9-yard punt.
Eight minutes, 19 seconds left. First quarter of play, no score.
Well, that hurts, John. When you get a turnover, you like to capitalize, especially a turnover that deep in the enemy territory.
Quarterback takes the snap for Rockhurst. It's a reverse to Aiden Flood. Flood is being run down, and Flood's going to lose about 5 yards on that. So Aiden Flood tries to take it back the other way on the reverse, and he is being chased down by Cole Joyce, and I did not see who the other Tiger was on that. But
Colby Crawford, John.
Colby Crawford. Thank you, Donnie.
No one was fooled on that reverse, John.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 15. Quarterback throws to number 1, Aiden Flood, catches it at the 25, and he is hit immediately. Did you get a number on that, Donnie?
That's number 8, John.
Number 8, that is Ethan Estes. Ethan Estes, number 8, with a great play from his cornerback position right there.
Nice sure tackle, John. It was a quick throw. They didn't have time to get deep, but it was a good sure tackle.
So, having trouble getting the number there on the quarterback, Donnie.
Number 3, John.
Number 3. Well, right now he's scrambling to his right, looking to throw. Throws back across his body, complete at the 28. Flag comes flying in about where he caught the ball. Donnie, that's probably going to be a holding call right there, wouldn't you say?
Or illegal. It may have been lineman too far downfield also, John.
Okay. So that's number 3 quarterbacking. That is Luke Bailey Jr.
Oh, they're going to wave the flag off, John.
Okay. And I think you're right, Donnie. They may initially have called lineman downfield, but on second.
So it's going to be fourth and short.
Well, they're going to keep the offense on the field. Hey, this number 3, Luke Bailey Jr., the quarterback, you're going to see Rockhurst run kind of a 2-quarterback system. Luke Bailey Jr., he's more of the dual threat guy. He can throw the ball, but he'll make a lot of plays with his feet. So here we go, 4th and short, less than, probably right at a yard for the first down. Let's see what we do here. Give goes up the middle to number 2. That is Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell right there. Donnie, he is a defensive standout, but see him now over on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's a kind of a new position for him so far this season.
John, Bentonville almost had him stop there at the line of scrimmage. He's able to get through 1 tackle.
So Bailey Jr. fakes the give, gives to Cassius Howell up the middle. Howell is hit. Bentonville saying fumble, and the officials are saying he was down.
Yeah, the officials ruling him down.
Tell you what, the Bentonville sideline is going crazy. They thought they had another fumble recovery. That was Cassius Howell that got the handoff. He's coming off. He's kind of walking a little gingerly off the field with his helmet off.
Well, he got bent back in that pile, John, pretty well.
So it'll be 2nd and 7. Rockhurst at their own 42. Going to split a receiver out to the right. Quarterback under center. That's Bailey Jr. Give goes to the fullback. Big number 33,
That was
Joe Leggio. And once again, Bentonville believes they came out with that ball. And
no, John, what they're upset about is one of the Rockhurst players blocked one of our players well after the whistle, and no flag was thrown on it.
It's going to bring up 3rd and short now. 3rd and about 2. Bailey Jr. will have Aiden Flood behind him in the backfield. Bailey Jr. takes a snap. He gives to Flood up the middle. Flood's looking for room. He bounces it out to the left side, and Flood's going to be run out of bounds at midfield. Needed 2. Got about 3.5. It'll be 1st and 10 Rockhurst.
Once again, John, Bentonville had him stopped in the backfield for a loss, just did not make the tackle.
First and 10 Rockhurst. Luke Bailey Jr., number 3, the quarterback for Rockhurst. He'll split receivers out to the right, single receiver to the left. He rolls to his right. He's looking to throw. He's being chased. He throws incomplete. That was number 33, I believe. Preston Jones. Preston Jones putting some pressure on Luke Bailey Jr.
He beat his man immediately on the snap, John.
So, Donnie, this is something 2nd down and 10. You know, Rockhurst has been getting quite a few yards on 1st down and putting them in kind of 2nd and 5s and then 3rd and short. So, this Bentonville defense has a real opportunity right here. Great play that time by Preston Jones.
Yeah, anytime you get instant pressure on the quarterback, it's going to disrupt everything.
Full house backfield. Bailey Jr. takes a snap. He's going to run it up the middle. Boy, tell you what, he had three running backs lined up there beside him right there, power formation. And he makes his way out to just inside the 45-yard line. Pickup of, well, they're going to call it 5, so it'll be 3rd down and 5.
That was the old power I formation. Just the running back happened to be the quarterback on that one.
John Michael Gillenhan, Aiden Flood split out to the right side, along with Johnny Pascuzzi. Bailey Jr. under center. He's got Cassius Howell behind him in the backfield. Give goes to Howell. Howell off the left side. Howell trying to break a tackle. Howell stays on his feet, gets down to the 40. It's going to be very, very close to 1st down yardage. And
they're already moving it.
Yeah, the officials have indicated 1st and 10.
Well, John, right there, he's going to run through arm tackles. He ran through 2 arm tackles right there at the line of scrimmage.
I was talking to some of the Rockhurst booth guys up here, and they were saying Cassius Howell, probably the best athlete on the team here at Rockhurst. So looks like he's going to play offense and defense tonight. Again, that power formation. 2 fullbacks, got Howell in the backfield beside Bailey Jr. Give once again goes to Howell over the left side. He's got a big hole. Howell stays on his feet inside the 20. Howell's going to get down to the 18-yard line. Tell you what, Rockhurst now inside the red zone. They've got something working here, Donnie.
Yeah, John. That was the 11th play of this drive, so they've kept the defense out there. Just short chunk. That was their first big play for this Rockhurst offense.
1st and 10 Rockhurst at the Tiger 18. 4 minutes, 8 seconds, clock rolling. Left to play here in the 1st quarter. No score, but Rockhurst.
Same power formation,
yep.
John.
Give goes
Same
to Howell
play.
again, same play. And Howell's going to pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards on that play. You know, what's the old saying? Keep running it till they stop it.
John, what they're doing there, they're just overwhelming the right side of our defense. There are more blockers than there are defenders out there.
So they'll give him 6 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 4. This time Bailey Jr. will go up under center. He's going to have Joe Leggio in the backfield. And looks like an option play. And the ball, thought the ball almost came out. Zane Ochoa coming in and taking care of Luke Bailey Jr. Great play by Ochoa. I think Bailey Jr. was wanting to run the option there, Donnie.
Yeah, John, that was a read option. He stuck it in the fullback belly, pulled it out, had the pitch man. Zane was there so fast he didn't have a chance to make the pitch. And he almost did put it on the ground.
Well, they're going to lose a few yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8. John Michael Gillenborg will split out to the right.
Rockhurst, they're going to have to call a timeout, John. There was some confusion out on the field.
So we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Tiger Football on the Bentonville Sports Network. All right, we're back here in Kansas City. No score, 2:44 left to go in the 1st quarter. And Kansas City Rockhurst is facing a 3rd and 8 at the Bentonville Tiger 21-yard line.
John, Bentonville's defense needs to make a stop here. This will be the 14th play of this offensive possession for Rockhurst.
Yeah, that Bentonville defense been on the field for a long time here in this 1st quarter. So Cassius Howell will be the running back, flanking Luke Bailey Jr., power formation. Give goes to Cassius Howe. Howe's going to move his way up inside the 10, and he's going to get down to about the 7-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and 10 Rockhurst. Tell you what, Donnie, right now Bentonville having a lot of trouble stopping Cassius Howe in that power formation.
And John, that time they went to the left side of the defense. They have more blockers than defenders when they come out in that formation. That's something the coaching staff will make an adjustment as soon as they get them over there.
This time dual receivers, twin receivers right and left. Joe Leggio in the backfield. Luke Bailey Jr. takes a snap. He wants to run up the middle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be pushed back. So good stop that time by the Tigers. It was first and goal from the 7. I think
number 23 for Bentonville, John, lost his helmet.
So that is Mason Middleton, inside linebacker Mason Middleton. He'll have to come off the field for a play.
Bentonville did force a negative play there, John, but I believe number 2 checked back in. So I bet they're going to line up in that power formation again.
So they lost 2 yards. It'll be second goal from the 9. Bailey Jr. Give goes to Howe. Howe over the left side, and Howe's going to be hit at the 8-yard line. They'll give him 1, maybe 1.5, but it's going to bring up 3rd and goal now for the Hawklets. Big play here for this Bentonville defense.
John, they've been out there a long time. This will be 17th play of this drive for this Hawklet team. And I think they're going to that power formation look maybe.
Well, Cassius Howe's checking out of the ball game. So Bailey Jr. line up shotgun formation. He'll have Aiden Flood as running back to his right. Bailey Howe takes a snap. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to try to run it. He's being chased down and throws it incomplete. Pass was intended for number 43 number 4, Connor Ryan, but it was incomplete.
Zane Ochoa came up and hit Bailey Jr. there. John, Zane was in a hard spot there. He left his receiver to come after the quarterback, and he dumped it right over him. Luckily, the receiver he dropped it.
But he had to because Bailey Jr. was getting set to try to run that thing in. So Ochoa played that just right. So John Mike and Gillenberg to attempt the field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go, first quarter play, Rockhurst 3, Bentonville nothing. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network. All right, we're back here in Kansas City where the Rockhurst Hawklets have taken a 3-0 lead over the Bentonville Tigers. 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go, first quarter of play. Well, Donnie, kind of a defensive struggle here in this first quarter. Tell you what, I was really, you didn't want to give up the score there, but Bentonville's defense, they made the plays when they had to down there in the red zone.
And, John, they just announced it over here, too. 18-play, 7.5-minute drive there that capped off in that field goal. So offense has got to get some first downs this time, John, and get that defense a chance to rest. So you don't want to put them right back out there.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. So it'll be Colby Crawford, Chaz Nimrod, and Josh Ficklin deep to receive the kickoff. John Michael Gillenborg to kick it away. Short kick this time. It's going to be taken by Chaz Nimrod at his 15. Nimrod's got a hole. Nimrod is out past the 40. Nimrod still on his feet at the 50. Tries to run the tightrope right there and goes out of bounds at the Rockhurst 47-yard line.
John,
wow.
That close, man, that close. He just couldn't maintain his balance. I'm not sure. One Hockley got a little shove on him, just couldn't maintain
That's
his
right.
balance.
He got hit at about the 48 by a guy that just kind of shoved him a little bit, and he tried to walk the tightrope there for a little bit, but couldn't maintain his balance. Otherwise, that's 7 points for Bentonville. But great field position to start this possession.
All right, John. Bentonville's got to capitalize this time. Their second possession in a row, starting in Rockhurst territory.
Yeah, Josh Ficklin now the running back in as Andrew Edwards gets set to take the snap. Give goes to Ficklin over the left side. Ficklin's going to push his way down to the 44-yard line. Short pickup on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Running's not quite coming as easy this week as it did last week, John.
I'll tell you what, it's a battle of the trenches right now. Nimrod, Cade Foster split out to the right. I believe that's Cooper Smith out to the left side. Edwards gives to Ficklin again up the middle. Ficklin's going to pick up 2 more. He'll get down to the 42-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And, Donnie, as you said just a moment ago, this is a really important play. The Bentonville offense needs to find a way to extend this drive just to give that defense a little bit of rest.
We're going to take it to the quarter here, John, so I'll give the defense a little bit longer to rest if Bentonville is not able to pick up this 1st down.
All right, so at the end of 1, it's Rockhurst 3, Bentonville nothing. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Tiger Football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard in providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
All right, back here in Kansas City, getting ready to start the 2nd quarter of play. Bentonville looking to convert a 3rd down and 5 right here. Rockhurst getting on the board on a field goal in their last possession. They've got a 3-0 lead.
John, big 3rd down here. The defense was just out there for an 18-play drive. The offense has got to convert here to give that defense a little bit longer time to rest.
Tell you what, Rockhurst loading the box up as Edwards take the snap. He's looking to his left, looking to throw. He's being pressured. Edwards now going to turn it up, and Edwards going to be shoved out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the 1st down. And, Donnie, this interesting call right here. You don't really want to give Rockhurst this good a field position. Well, they're going to say he was shoved out of bounds at the 42. So it's going to be 4th and 5. When I thought, well, okay, the offense is going to stay on the field.
Wouldn't surprise me to see the quick kick here, John. Try to make him jump.
Yeah, try to draw him off. Then
No.
Yeah, here we go. Well, quick kick it is, and Edwards gets a hold of it a little better this time. Ball is going to roll inside the 5-yard line and down to the 4, so good job, good effort that time by Andrew Edwards on the quick kick. So Rockhurst will have to start this possession at their own 4. But Donnie, once again, offense 3 and out right there, so puts a lot of pressure on this Bentonville Tiger defense.
That's right, John. We got the first drive, 1 1st down, and then 3 plays on punt, and then the next 2 drives, both of which started in Rockhurst territory, 3 and out, John.
So Rockhurst, they haven't started the play clock here, Donnie. I'm not sure why. now they've started it.
They just started the play clock.
Yeah. Rockhurst was about to run out there, and I guess coach realized they haven't even started the play clock yet. So. Okay, so this time it's going to be number 10, Bobby Hummel, in at quarterback. Hummel takes a snap from his own end zone, throws out to his left, and it is complete to John Michael Gillenborg. Boy, I tell you what, the defenders for Bentonville right there broke on the ball, and Donnie thought we were going to see a pick 6 there by Bentonville.
Zane Ochoa almost came up with that one, John.
I'll tell you, so far in these first 2 games, Donnie, I really like what I'm seeing out of Zane Ochoa. I'll tell you what, that young man has a nose for the football.
Him and Colby actually kind of bumped into each other there.
So 8-yard pickup on the play to bring up 2nd down and 2. Hummel now is under center. Hummel takes the snap. Give over the left side. That was number 4. That's Connor Ryan for Rockhurst. Jackson Hutchins, number 6 for Bentonville Tigers, coming in to make the tackle, but it'll be 1st and 10 Rockhurst from their own 20.
There you saw, John. They've hurt us so much in the middle there. Everyone sold out to that play fake in the middle, and it left the outside edge open that time.
Hummel now going under center. He's got Leggio behind him in the backfield. All right, he's going to try a fly sweep out to the right side.
Zane Ochoa, John.
Zane Ochoa and Cole Joyce coming in to finish him off. Number 4, Connor Ryan, trying to get around the right side of that Bentonville defense.
Zane did not make the tackle there, John, but he was the one who slowed that running back up and made him turn back in and then greet him, and Cole Joyce was there to greet him.
Boy, Cole Joyce last week, 18 tackles, Donnie, 18 tackles. So lost a yard on that play, 2nd down and 11. Rockhurst going to split receivers to the right and the left. Hummel's going to go from under center. Hummel's going to give to, looks like Cassius Howe. Cassius Howe trying to bounce it around the right side, and Cassius Howe is going to be run out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, Cassius Howe has been impressive this evening. Well, they're going to say he picked up 1st down yardage. I thought the line judge showed he was a little short over there, but 1st and 10 Rockhurst now at their ball is just shy of their own 30-yard line. 9 minutes, 34 seconds left to play. Opening half, Rockhurst up 3-0. Give goes to Howell over the left side this time. Howell still on his feet. Howell's got a hold. And Howell finally brought down by number 13, Johnny Anderson.
There were some Tigers on him right there at the line of scrimmage, John. They're just swiping at his feet instead of actually trying to wrap him up.
Tell you what, once Cassius Howell makes his way through that initial hole, he's got the ability to really bounce it out and turn on the jets. Looks like number 50 is checking in for Bentonville. That's going to be Nick Mendoza. He's going to check in for number 91, Tyson Wembley.
Rockhurst is going to have to use another timeout, John.
So let's go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Tiger Football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Welcome back to Rockhurst, where the Hawklets have a 3-0 lead over the Bentonville Tigers. Coming out of the timeout, 8:51 left to go in the half. It'll be 1st and 10 Hawklets from their own 40-yard line.
John, the defense, they were out there the whole first quarter, and they've already been out there a substantial part of this second quarter.
Luke Bailey Jr., one of the two Rockhurst quarterbacks, looks like he's coming out of the game. It'll be Bobby Hummel now. He's going to give to Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell starts in the middle, kind of tries to bounce it out to the left, and he's going to pick up 4 yards on 1st down there to make it 2nd and 6. Tell you what, Cassius Howell has the ability, wherever the play starts, if there's nothing there, he has the ability to stop and kind of make that bounce move and then accelerate through the hole.
John, it looked like he was stopped up in there in the backfield, and then all of a sudden he's diving forward for 5.
Howell checks out. Aiden Flood checks in at running back for the Hawklets. John Michael Gellenberg is going to split out to the right side. Bobby Hummel under center. He's got Leggio in the backfield. Give goes to Leggio. Leggio is going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage Good play that time by the Tiger defense, met by the center of that defensive line, number 50, Nick Mendoza, in on the tackle. So Mendoza getting into the action. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Hawklets.
Well, John, I've noticed about this Hawklet defense or offense, they are multiple formations. That time they were lined up in the Navy double wing formation there and ran the fullback handoff.
Well, new head coach Kelly Donahoe trying to put his mark on this program right now, and so showing a little different stuff here. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Hummel, give goes to Cassius Howell, and Howell is going to be dropped for a loss. Big play that time by the Tiger defense.
That was Cole Joyce.
Cole Joyce coming through the line of scrimmage right there, and drops Howell for a 3-yard loss. It's going to be 4th and 8 from their own 42-yard line. So, tell you what, I think Cole Joyce had enough of Cassius Howell, and he was determined to make a play right there, and he certainly did.
It looks like they're bringing the punt team out, John. Number 3 for Rockhurst is the punter, is the deep man.
Yeah, that's going to be Luke Bailey Jr.,
So
also the quarterback, or one of the quarterbacks.
You got to watch for a fake then if you're got a quarterback back there to punt.
It's back deep to receive. I believe that is Cade Foster. Bailey Jr. gets the punt away. It is a high end-over-end kick that is going to goes out of bounds at about the Tiger, they're going to call it the 36-yard line.
Good field position again, John, for this Tiger offense. They have got to put a drive together here and give this defense a chance to catch their breath.
Well, you look at it, Donnie, we played almost a quarter and a half now. The defense has given up a field goal, but they've been on that field a long time, so you have to give the defense for Bentonville a lot of credit. There's a timeout. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here, but, Bentonville's defense has really kind of dug in, and they've made the plays when they've had to, but the offense is going to have to give them some help.
And, John, the last 2 possessions started at the Rockhurst 38, 3 and out, started at the Rockhurst 47 after that big kickoff return by Chaz Nimrod, 3 and out. They would got to put together at least a couple of first downs on this drive. Give that defense a chance to rest, plus give the coaches a chance to make some changes from what they've seen Rockhurst being successful with.
Yeah, for the last 37 years, Tony Severino has coached this program. He's a Hall of Fame coach here in the state of Missouri, and 7 state titles, but it was all predicated pretty much on a power run game, I formation. But Kelly Donahoe showing the Bentonville Tigers some different things here, and so you're right. The coaches, they're going to make some adjustments, and we'll see what happens. So Andrew Edwards takes a snap. He gives to Josh Ficklin up the middle. Ficklin's got a little room. Ficklin across the 40, the 50. Josh Ficklin at the 40. Josh Ficklin makes a cut back inside, down inside the 20-yard line. And Josh Ficklin with a big run to move the Tigers inside the 20-yard line. Wow, Donnie, that was started from the 42. Got down to 38. That's about a 40-yard, the 38-yard run right there.
Big run that time by the young sophomore, John.
Single receivers to the right and left. Ficklin behind Edwards in the backfield. Edwards takes a snap. Give goes to Ficklin again over the right side, and Ficklin is going to be met right after he gets the ball. He's going to be hit at the 20 and dropped immediately for no gain.
John, last week the offense looked a little more balanced, throwing, running. So far tonight, it's been a lot of running game, not much passing. Other than the first play of the game was a pass for a first down to Chaz.
Notice Joe Leggio in on the tackle, another Rockhurst Hawklet playing both ways. 2nd and 10. Edwards dropping back, looking to throw, looking to his left. He's going to throw to the end zone. He's got Chaz Nimrod. Touchdown, Bentonville. Touchdown, Bentonville. A 20-yard pass from Andrew Edwards to Chaz Nimrod. And, Donnie, what a great throw by Edwards and an even better catch by Chaz Nimrod to make sure he hauled it in and kept his feet in bounds, got into the end zone. Big play for the Tigers.
Outstanding catch that time, and he actually knocked the pylon down over here to make sure he got in bounds.
So to be number 94, Logan Turner in to attempt the point after. Cade Foster to hold. Snap is back. Kick is up, And it is good. So with 5 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the first half of play, Bentonville takes a 7-3 lead. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Tiger Football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
And we welcome you back here to Kansas City, to Rockhurst High School, where the Bentonville Tigers have just got onto the scoreboard by a 20-yard touchdown pass from Andrew Edwards to Chaz Nimrod. Tigers take a 7-3 lead.
Big play on that drive, though, John, was that big 44-yard run by Josh Ficklin.
Josh Ficklin getting things started right there, and Edwards and Nimrod finishing it off. Logan Turner now to kick it away. Turner's kick is in the air, and that is going to be a touchback. Good job by Logan Turner that time. You know, last week down in Conway, Turner was having a little trouble getting it into the end zone, which is very uncharacteristic for that young man. And, you know, Ray Mayer, who sat in for you last week, we were kind of talking about it. Honestly, it seemed like the ball was dead because Turner, I mean, he's automatic when it comes to touchbacks.
That's been a big weapon, John. We've had several kickers now, years in a row here that can keep, you know, when you eliminate the other team's return game, that is a big weapon.
So
it helps the defense when you make the other guy have to go 80 yards every time.
It's going to be Luke Bailey Jr. who's going to take the snaps in this offensive possession. He's going to line up Cassius Howe behind him in the backfield. Bailey Jr. is more of that dual threat quarterback. Bailey Jr. is going to give to Cassius Howe to the left side. Cassius Howe trying to find a hole to bounce it out to. He's going to pick up a couple right there. They're going to give him a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. I'll tell you what, you'd rather hold him to 3 like that, Donnie, than, you know, the 7 and 8 and 10 he's been getting.
All right, John. The way this young man's been running, that was a good defensive play right there.
Well, Cassius Howe checks out of the ball game. You got to watch Bailey Jr. I was watching a little film of them playing Raymore Peculiar, and, man, he can make plays with his legs. Pitch goes in the backfield. It's going to be flea flicker. He's got a man deep, and it is complete. John Michael Gellenberg, and that's going to be a touchdown for Rockhurst.
He had 2 guys deep, John. I thought he picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, he picked the one that was actually covered a little better, but a perfect pass to John Michael Gellenborg, and Rockhurst is going to retake the lead. Kind of a toss pitch flea flicker is what that was.
Breaking out the gimmick plays.
So John Michael Gellenborg, after catching the touchdown pass, he's on to attempt the point after. Bobby Hummel to hold. Gellenberg's kick is up, and it is good. And with 4 minutes, 34 seconds left to go in the half, Rockhurst takes a 10-7 lead. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get 1 box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Okay, we're back here at Tony Severino Field on the campus of Rockhurst High School, where the Rockhurst Hawklets have just regained the lead 10-7 on a flea flicker pass to John Michael Gellenborg.
And John, we were talking about it. He picked the receiver that, you know, Colby actually stayed with his receiver. It was the other receiver that was wide open. Colby actually made a play on that ball. It just, Gellenborg was able to pull it in. The guy on the left-hand side, though, there wasn't anyone close to that young man.
So both these teams trading some punches right there. And it'll be Gillenborg once again to kick it away. Gillenborg is going to get kind of a line drive kick. That's going to go through the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. Bentonville will start at its own 20. Donnie, while we got a moment here, I'd like to give a shout out to our platinum sponsor, our presenting sponsors this year, Bob Morey's Auto Body and Foster's Roofing. And I'll tell you what, just really appreciate those folks and all the things they do and the community support they give. Couldn't do this without them. So hats off. Bob Morey's Auto Body and Foster's Roofing are presenting sponsors this year.
John, yeah, and for those of you who don't know, the Moreys go to every game. They tow the trailer equipment for every game, so they do a lot for this program.
Edwards takes the snap. Give goes Sean Anderson over the right side. Anderson finding some room, and Anderson's going to kind of pop through the pile there. He's going to make his way out to, they're going to give him between the 26 and 27-yard line. So a pickup of 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. Good run that time by Sean Anderson.
Good first down pickup, John. This is what this offense needs, is some yardage on those first down plays.
Edwards going to split 2 receivers to the left. Sean Anderson in the backfield. He's going to Chaz Nimrod in motion. Edwards dropping back. He's looking to throw. Trying to find a receiver. He's got all day. Edwards going to just have to get out of bounds here. So coverage sack right there, Donnie, is Andrew Edwards had a lot of time, just could not find a receiver.
And John, the way when you roll your quarterback out, though, you eliminate the other half of the field. So they only had to cover Cooper Smith and Chaz Nimrod that time.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Tigers. Nimrod going to split into the boundary, 2 receivers out to the right. Sean Anderson behind Andrew Edwards. Edwards takes snap, looking to his right. He's throwing and incomplete. Ball thrown just a little out front of Cooper Smith, who's the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Tigers.
John, Cooper Smith was open that time, just a little errant throw.
So 4th and 5, Logan Turner into punt. He'll stand back at his own 11-yard line. Connor Ryan, Aiden Flood back deep to receive for the Hawklets. High snap. Logan Turner comes down with it, gets the kick away. It's going to take a Bentonville roll inside the 40, and it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 35-yard line of Rockhurst. So a little scary on the snap right there, but Logan Turner handles it and gets a pretty good kick away. So the Hawklets will start at their own 35. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left to go in the half.
And John, I know the coaches are ready to get in at halftime. They're going to have to make some offensive adjustments. We have punt, touchdown, punt, and the punts were 3 and outs.
So to be Bailey Jr., Luke Bailey Jr., looks like he's going to go from under center.
I can't tell who the back is this time. Number 8.
Number 8 is going to take the pitch over the left side. That is
got a flag on the play this time, John.
Jake O'Brien. Flag down at about the 36-yard line. That's going to be a hold on the Hawklets.
First penalty of the game, John.
Well, that's amazing right there, Donnie. No penalties up until the 3:22 mark in the first half. Shall we say, letting them play tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see here, John. This is interesting. This will be the first time Rockhurst has started, where they've had a long yardage situation. They've been able to pick up 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards on first downs, and that sets your entire offense up when you can do that.
So Bentonville will take the penalty. It's going to make it 1st and 25. Spotted the foul penalty. Moves the Hawklets back to their own 25-yard line. Bailey Jr. under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Bailey Jr. is going to run it, and he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Zane Ochoa.
Zane Ochoa. Tell you what, if the ball's somewhere, Zane Ochoa is going to be close behind. Had a big interception last week in Conway.
Almost came up with one earlier in the game, the drive before this one. I guess 2 drives ago when they started at their own 4, there had been a touchdown for Bentonville.
So Bailey Jr. now operating out of the shotgun. He takes a snap, rolls to his left.
Zane came on a blitz.
Ochoa giving him pressure, and let's see, was the pass complete?
No.
Incomplete, and again, number 36, Zane Ochoa, coming off the edge on the left side, chasing Bailey Jr. all the way around the right side there. And I think Bailey Jr. got rid of that knowing 36 was in hot pursuit.
Well, the good thing for Rockhurst, John, that time it was a design rollout to the left, because if he hadn't been rolling out, he would have been, Zane Ochoa came free off the snap.
Well, Bo Sprague and number 2, Cassius Howe, checking into the ball game on a 3rd and 17. Let's see what head coach Kelly Donahoe draws up here. Bailey under center. Give goes to Howe. Howe's going to work his way up across the 30, but he's going to be taken down at about the 32-yard line. So 4th down, and I think I heard a whistle. I think
Bentonville called a timeout.
Yeah, Bentonville wants to call a timeout. Let's go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Bentonville Sports Network.
It could happen to me.
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 It did happen to me.
A heat stroke can happen to anyone, and it's 100% preventable. Always remember, prehydrate, hydrate, and rehydrate. For more tips on proper hydration, go to KendrickFincher.org.
Okay, we're back here at Tony Severino Field. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left to go. First half of play. The Hawklets on top 10-7. Bentonville calls a timeout. When we come out here, it's going to be 4th and 13 for the Hawklets from their own 32-yard line. Luke Bailey Jr. stand in to punt for the Hawklets. Number 11, Cade Foster, is going to stand back at his own 33 awaiting the kick. Snap is back. Bailey Jr. gets it off. High spiraling kick. Fair catch called for by Cade Foster. He's going to catch it at the 39-yard line, and that's where Bentonville's going to have it with 2:31 left to play in the half.
Now, John, Bentonville brought some pressure right up the middle there. Had 4 men coming through to try to get the block. And that forces Cade. When you're bringing a block package, you're going to almost have to fair catch that punt because you don't have any blocking back for him.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. They've got 2 minutes, 31 seconds to work with here in the first half.
And Drew Wright's in at quarterback, John.
Number 16, Drew Wright, now your signal caller for the Tigers. Wright takes the snap. Hand goes to Sean Anderson over the right side. Sean Anderson got a little bit of room. Sean Anderson still on his feet. Crosses midfield. And Sean Anderson's going to get down to the 49-yard line. Going to be a pickup of about 12 on the play. Good running that time by Sean Anderson. Quickly, Cooper Smith, Cade Foster splitting out to the left. Chaz Nimrod going to split into the boundary, single receiver. Drew Wright takes a snap. Give goes to Sean Anderson again. Anderson staying on his feet for another about 9-yard pickup, and Sean Anderson getting it done. They're going to have to be quick. Clock minute 55 and rolling. They give him 7 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Bentonville still huddling there, John. They feel they have 2 timeouts left. They have plenty of time here.
Right now looking to throw. He's looking, and he looked for Cooper Smith right there. Ball was a little high, but I think that's one Cooper Smith feels he should have probably brought in right there. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Wright had a little zip on that one, John.
Little zip, you know.
First throw of the game. He made a little nerves.
Tell you what, Drew Wright's got a great arm, and he's got some real arm strength. Right now gives to Josh Ficklin over the right side. Josh Ficklin running hard. Josh Ficklin got first down yardage. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play. He's going to make it down to the 35-yard line.
He stayed in bounds, though, John, so they're going to wind the clock. Bentonville's already on the line of scrimmage. No huddle.
Minute 21, clock rolling. Bentonville at the Hawklet 35. Wright takes a snap, looking to throw again, and he throws out to his left, and that is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 11, Cade Foster. So to bring up 2nd down and 10, but more importantly right now, Donnie, it stops the clock. Bentonville still with 2 timeouts. Like I said, don't have to rush, but you do have to be efficient right here.
Oh, John, the quarterbacks tonight, both of them, the passing's not been as sharp tonight as it was last week.
Where you go, trip receivers out to the left. Josh Ficklin behind Drew Wright. Ficklin gets the give over to the left side. Ficklin is trying to find some running room. Ficklin inside the 25.
Give me another first down.
And he's going to be brought down finally at about the 22. First down yardage. They're moving the chains. Clock stopped at 1:02. They'll start it as soon as they get the chain set. And now we're under a minute left to go in the half. Right now, rolling to his right, he's looking to throw. He's looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 11, Cade Foster. Tell you what, that was a tough throw. 2 defenders right there, but Drew Wright wanted to give his guy a chance right there, and just a little less on that ball. Cade Foster might have pulled that one in.
John, but the good thing is he threw that where only Cade
That's
had a
exactly
chance to
right.
catch that.
That's exactly right. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, 48 seconds left to go in the half. Ball spotted on the Hawklet 23-yard line. Twin receivers to the right. Chaz Nimrod, single receiver to the boundary. Give goes to Ficklin up the middle. Ficklin gets inside the 20. Ficklin bounces out. Ficklin inside the 10. Ficklin still on his feet. Touchdown, Bentonville! Josh Ficklin with a 23-yard touchdown run. Holy cow, Donnie.
John, I noticed that last week about him. This young man's a sophomore, but he does not go down on first contact. He didn't last week. It looked like they had him bottled up there, and he just kept spinning out and breaking tackles. That young man's just a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen, and he is a hard runner.
What a run. So once again, Logan Turner on to attempt the point after. Cade Foster to hold. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. So with 40 seconds left to go in the half, Bentonville retakes the lead 14-10. You're watching Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car. It's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutoBody.com.
Hey, we're back here at Rockhurst High School where Bentonville has just retaken the lead 14-10 on a 23-yard touchdown run by sophomore running back Josh Ficklin.
And he has impressed me, John, just the first 2 games here. His speed, but not only his speed, he's strong for a sophomore running back. He is super strong already, and he never stopped those legs churning and just kept running through tackles.
So number 4, Connor Ryan, will stand back to receive for the Hawklets as Logan Turner gets set to kick it away. Well, that was a big offensive possession that time for Bentonville, Donnie, to respond after Rockhurst retook the lead. Turner approaches the ball. Kick is in the air. It's a short sky kick, and it is going to be taken at the 25-yard line. And didn't see who caught it, but he took a knee immediately. Yeah. So 37 seconds left to go in the first half of play. We'll see how Rockhurst wants to play it right here.
John, I'm pretty sure that was designed short kickoff. That way if you kick it in the end zone, the clock doesn't run. So they were trying to run some clock on the kickoff there, and the Rockhurst receiver just caught it and went down to a knee to save some time.
Good following coming down from Bentonville today. Looking over at the visiting stands, of course, limited tickets, limited capacity, but the Bentonville faithful over there on the far sidelines, that is great to see supporting these young men tonight. So here we go. I believe that is Luke Bailey Jr. getting set to take the snap out of the shotgun. And it looked like somebody left a little early. Passes in the air, and that is going to be incomplete. I tell you, the home crowd wanted a little pass interference on Colby Crawford. That was incidental contact if I ever saw it. But the penalty that should have been called was looked like number 9 for Rockhurst. Kind of got out there a little early.
Well, they moved early, John, and the play clock was going to 0, if not before he snapped it, right as they were snapping it.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Hawklets from their own 26-yard line. 32 seconds left to go in the half. I'll tell you what, Kelly Donahoe, he's ready to put it up in the air. He wants to try to respond right here. Bailey Jr. now under center, I formation. Give goes to Cassius Howe. Howe bounces it back to the right side. That's number 8 for Rockhurst. My apologies. Bo Sprague on the carry.
I don't know who missed him, John, but someone missed him 5 yards in the backfield that time.
Well, there was a lot of room to the right side that time for him. He got the ball all the way out to the 42.
And he was able to get out of bounds, so it saves Rockhurst from calling their last time out.
16-yard pickup on the play, 1st and 10 from the Rockhurst 42. 24 seconds left to go in the half. Aiden Flood's going to split out to the left. John Michael Gillenborg splitting out to the right. You got to watch 16 here. Bailey Jr. is going to go deep. He's trying for Flood, and it is incomplete. Covering on the play that time for Bentonville was number 8, Ethan Estes. Estes with good coverage that time.
Now, John, he just caught that, and that was his. There was no read on that play at all. He caught the snap, and he flung it to that sideline. He wasn't looking for any other receiver on that play.
Yeah, you saw number 6, Jackson Hutchins, coming over to give help from the safety position. 19 seconds left to go, so only 5 seconds run off the clock on that play. Be 2nd down and 10. Now remember, Rockhurst has 1 timeout remaining. They're going to split 2 receivers both to the right and the left. Bailey Jr. now is going to turn it up. He's going to run. Zane Ochoa had a shot at him right there, but he is taken down. Let's see. That is number – I think that was number 2. Yeah, Colby Crawford on the tackle.
And Rockhurst used their last time
out,
John.
We're going to keep it right here. 13 seconds left to go. Bailey Jr. picks up. They're going to give him 3 yards, so to bring up 3rd and 7. Right now it's really not about the down and the distance, Donnie. It's about the plays they have left. The 13 seconds, you think 2, possibly 3 plays, depending on what they run.
And if you're Bentonville here, John, keep them in bounds. They may not have time to run. They may only have time to run 1 play if you tackle them in bounds, especially if it's short of the 1st down line.
Well, it'd kind of be interesting to see how they play it right here. I think 3rd and 7 with 13 seconds. Maybe try to throw something out to about the down marker on either side. Try to get out of bounds. Give yourself 2 plays to try to take shots at the end zone.
Well, we've seen number 3's arm. He can throw it. It seems like he can get it pretty close to the end zone.
Well, I think,
right now.
But I think right here, Donnie, with the 3rd and 7, if you throw for the end zone right here, then you kind of got to do a Hail Mary there at the very last play.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try to throw out to the sidelines, maybe see if they can get to the 1st down marker and out of bounds.
Get out of bounds real quick.
We'll see how they play it as Bailey takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left. Bailey looking to throw. Throws it incomplete. Pass was intended for number 11. Number 1, Aiden Flood. So it's 4th and 7, 8 seconds left to go, and Donnie, this may be one of these things. They're going to
punt it, John. If you run 1 more play here and it just takes a few seconds off, then you give Bentonville a shot at the end zone.
Yeah. Well, here we go. I think Bentonville may come after. They may take a timeout. Let's see.
Bentonville does not. Oh, they're going to say they don't have a return man, but Cade Foster's coming out late.
Let's see what happens here. Okay, kick is away. Cade Foster calling for Bentonville to get away from it. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we played one here in Kansas City, and your Bentonville Tigers up 14-10 here at halftime. Hey, we're going to step away. We're going to run a few commercials. We'll come back a little bit later, talk a little bit about the first half as the Bentonville Tigers go into the locker room with a halftime lead of 14-10. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
It could happen to me.
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 It did happen to me.
A heat stroke can happen to anyone, and it's 100% preventable. Always remember, prehydrate, hydrate, and rehydrate. For more tips on proper hydration, go to kendrickfincher.org.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car. It's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutobody.com.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate?
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
It could happen to me.
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 It can happen to me.
It did happen to me.
A heat stroke can happen to anyone, and it's 100% preventable. Always remember, prehydrate, hydrate, and rehydrate. For more tips on proper hydration, go to kendrickfincher.org.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car, it's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutoBody.com.
We are back at Dasta Memorial Stadium at Tony Severino Field, where the Bentonville Tigers have a 14-10 lead on the Rockhurst Hawklets. Well, I'm John McElroy, joined here in the press box by my good friend, colleague Donnie Payne. And Donnie, I have to tell you, what a first half of football. Two great teams, two heavyweights just kind of slugging it out tonight.
John, and you know, we got a 14-10 game here at halftime. It's pretty similar to last week's game, a low-scoring first half, and we'll see how I still feel like our coaching staff's one of the best in the state and probably the region about making adjustments at halftime.
Well, and there's no question. You know, Ray Mayer and I talked about that last week. It was a 17-14 game. Bentonville was on top last week in Conway. We kind of talked about the same thing at halftime, how there's not a coaching staff in the state of Arkansas, or I would put this coach staff up against anybody in the country that can go in and analyze and break down what has happened in the ball game to this point. We were talking about it last week in the third quarter. Bentonville came out and just exploded on Conway, and I know that's what's going on in the locker room. right now. And so, one of the things I thought, Donnie, in that first half, Bentonville's defense, I thought, played pretty well. Rockhurst showing a lot of different looks on offense, a lot of different formations, a lot of different personnel groupings. And, Bentonville kind of took a few punches early, but, they gave up a field goal there in the first quarter. But then the only other score that Rockhurst had was kind of on the flea flicker right there, kind of caught Bentonville off guard right there. But other than that, I think the Bentonville defense kind of really settled in.
I think you're right, John. And the one touchdown was that trick play, the flea flicker trick play. And other than that, the Bentonville defense has been pretty stingy. After that initial drive that Rockhurst went and they kicked their field goal on 18 plays. But after that, the defense has settled in. They've only given up now that one big play for a touchdown. But what was impressive, John, is that held them on the last time Rockhurst got the ball, was able to get a punt, and Bentonville took over with just around 2 minutes left on the clock. And offensively, John, were able to put together their best drive of the game right there at the end of the second quarter and take the lead in at halftime.
Yeah, the way it's looked to me, Donnie, is the Bentonville offense, kind of later in the half there in that second quarter began to sort of figure some things out. And, I talked about it and you talked about it. We both talked about it before the ball game about this Bentonville offensive line. And, early on, I think things were kind of a struggle there early, but this Bentonville offensive line has been blowing some holes open. And both Sean Anderson and the sophomore Josh Ficklin, they were really starting to pick up those yards in chunks as we got into the latter part of that second quarter.
John, you're right. I think, and we talked about it a little bit during the commercial there, Rockhurst is playing a lot of guys both ways. And when you have a big offensive line and they're just pounding on you, and you're going back out and having to play offense also, it'll be interesting to see if the offensive line is able to take more control here in the second half as that Rockhurst defensive front starts wearing out, because a lot of those guys are off playing offensive line as well.
Absolutely. Well, we've got about 4 minutes left to go in halftime before we start the second half of play. We're going to take another commercial break, and we'll be back here in just a little bit as we get set to start the second half of play here in Kansas City against Kansas City Rockhurst. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard at providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night that you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah. Can I get one box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate.
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
It could happen to me.
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 It can happen to me.
It did happen to me.
A heat stroke can happen to anyone, and it's 100% preventable. Always remember, prehydrate, hydrate, and rehydrate. For more tips on proper hydration, go to kendrickfincher.org.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car, it's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutoBody.com.
We welcome you back where it's halftime with Bentonville on top, 14-10 over Rockhurst High School. John McElroy, Donnie Payne here tonight, bringing all of the exciting action in this showdown between two just superior programs. Bentonville Tigers, of course, one of the most dominant programs in the state of Arkansas for many years now. And, you know, this Kansas City Rockhurst team, Donnie, this is such a great program, led by so many years by Tony Severino, who's done a great job with this program. So I love seeing these two teams get together, just two premier programs.
And John, you know, this was a series that had been going for quite a while, but I think the conference realignment here in Missouri postponed it for a couple of years, and it's good to have it back on the schedule.
Absolutely. Well, Donnie, I think you got a scoring summary for us for the first half of play.
John, I do, and we're going to do the scoring summary. I thank our platinum sponsors tonight: First National Bank of NWA, Mojo Marketing, Core Power, and Northwest Health Systems. So scoring summary: Rockhurst started the scoring tonight on an 18-play, 70-yard drive that was capped by a 23-yard field goal by Gillenborg, and Rockhurst will lead at the end of the first quarter 3-0. Bentonville would answer that field goal on a 3-play, 74-yard drive was capped by a 20-yard pass from Drew Edwards to Chaz Nimrod. Big play on that one. Josh Ficklin broke off a 44-yard run. Bentonville took a 7-3 lead. Next series, Rockhurst goes 80 yards in 2 plays, a 76-yard flea flicker pass from Bailey to Gillenborg, and Rockhurst takes a 10-7 lead. And right before halftime, Bentonville goes 8 plays, 61 yards, a 23-yard run by Ficklin to give us our halftime score of 14-10.
All right, thank you very much, Donnie Payne, with the scoring summary of the first half of play. Well, the teams are back on the field. They've gone through their warm-ups, and we are just about set to start the second half of play here in Kansas City. Hey, we appreciate all of you joining us here tonight on the Bentonville Sports Network, or if you're watching out there on the Bentonville Tiger app. We certainly appreciate you tuning in and joining us. We have a fun time calling these games, and we hope you enjoy them. It is fun to see these guys out here just laying it all out here on the line. Well, the Bentonville Tigers are going to kick it away to the Hawklets to start the second half. It'll be Logan Turner on. Bentonville moving from your left to your right here. We're sitting here above the home stands. Beautiful stadium here, Dosta Memorial Stadium. They named it Severino Field in honor of Tony Severino, the longtime head coach of the Hawklets. I think this game, Donnie, originally was scheduled to be played in Bentonville, but because of the different restrictions and COVID and all those sorts of things, Rockhurst couldn't travel, so fortunate Bentonville was able to travel up here and play this one tonight.
And John, and it's going to be 3 straight home games for Bentonville. And because next week we're coming back up to Kansas City area to play
Mill Valley out of Shawnee Mission, Kansas. So Turner getting set to kick it away. Connor Ryan, number 4, to receive for the Hawklets. Turner gets the kick off. It's going to hit just at the 1, but go into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback And the Hawklets will begin their first possession of the second half on their own 20.
There you go. Another touchback for Logan Turner. I know he went to several kicking camps this year, and I think he's one of the top-rated kickers in his class.
No question, Logan Turner's going to find a place to be playing on Saturdays next season. Oh, no, Turner's is he a –
He's a senior this year.
He's a senior, okay. I was just kind of hoping he was a junior. So it looks like Luke Bailey Jr. now will take it under center. Bailey Jr. is going to play action, roll to his right. Pass is complete out at the 25. Receiver's pushed out of bounds about the 26-yard line. Pick up a 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Looks like number 1.
Yeah, number 1. That's Aiden Flood on the reception.
But John, that time they play action number 2. They're really good running back. Cassius Howard, they play action fake to him and was able to find an open receiver.
Yeah, Cassius Howell still in the ball game. They're going to split Aiden Flood out to the left. Howell in the backfield, I formation. Pitch goes to Howell. Howell's fumbled, and looks like Howell is going to get back on the ball. Wow, that almost spelled disaster for the Hawklets right there. You know, that's one right there, Donnie. I think Cassius Howell looked upfield before he actually had control of the pitch.
Yeah, John, that was almost a big break for the Bentonville defense.
Howell now is going to check out of the ball game.
But it puts the Hawklets at 3rd and long, John.
3rd down and 9 is what they're going to call it. Bailey Jr. line up shotgun formation. He'll have Aiden Flood as running back to his right. Bailey Jr. rolling to his right, throws back to his left. It is complete, but
Zane Ochoa.
Zane Ochoa making the big play for the Tigers. Tell you what, I'm loving 36 right now. Ochoa is just eating it up right now.
John, he was able to read that screen pass and came up for about a 3-yard loss on that play.
Wow, this same thing we saw last week in Conway on that first defensive possession for Bentonville to Conway. They forced Conway 3 and out. Did the same right here. Let's see if they can get the ball back and do something with it here on offense. So that's going to be Bailey Jr. back to kick it away. Gets the kick away. Kind of a short kick. It's going to bound at the 44-yard line. It's going to be down at the 45-yard line of the Hawklets. So Bentonville's going to get great field position. Boy, a lot of eerie similarities to last week in Conway. Let's see if this Tiger offense can go and take and put it in.
So I remember correct last week that Bentonville forced a short kick.
That's
also,
right.
And they took over on the Conway side. And I believe last week was a deep shot to Chaz Nimrod for a touchdown.
That's
first
exactly
play.
right. Well, Cooper Smith lined up out here to the right. I believe that's that's Chaz Nimrod. But Sean Anderson's going to get the ball over the left side. Sean Anderson making a good run around the left side. He's going to pick up 7 yards on first down. Nice opening run there by number 21, Sean Anderson.
And John, we were seeing that on that last drive right before halftime. We're starting to get that 5 big chunk play run on first downs.
2nd and 3. Nimrod and Cooper Smith going to line up out here to the right side.
Andrew Edwards was back in at quarterback also.
Edwards going to have Anderson behind him. Rockhurst showing blitz. Quick pass out to Nimrod. He's going to be hit immediately. And Nimrod is going to be dropped for a loss back at the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of about loss of 4 yards there. It's going to make it 3rd and 7.
And Chaz almost got away from that tackle, John, and if he would have, that would have been a big play.
Well, you know, that's one thing. Edwards had to get rid of that ball quick because they were showing blitz off both edges that time. Okay, so big play here, 3rd and 7. And
we're going to get an illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution, broke the huddle with 12 men. Yeah.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Number 80, when you get everybody in formation, then you see a guy sprinting off the field. That means you had 12 men on the field.
Yeah. Oh, the Hocklet faithful over here, they're just outside our window here. And tell you what, got some passionate fans on both sides here tonight.
That illegal substitution is now going to make it 3rd and long.
All right, here we go. Twin receivers to the right and the left. Edwards takes a snap. He's looking to throw. And he's going to be, oh, the ball's out. And looks like Rockhurst came up with the fumble. Oh, my. Rockhurst is going to get great field position. Donnie, it looked to me like Andrew Edwards was trying to throw a screen pass, and it wasn't there.
Well, John, in that situation, and Coach Grant greeted him as he came. If it's covered, you just throw that ball at the running back's feet. You cannot roll out and end up taking a big play like that, or end up with a turnover that time.
Well, as a result of the fumble, the Hawklets are going to have it at the Tiger 38-yard line. Well, let's see if the Tiger defense can rise to the occasion once again.
And Rockhurst, they got out on the field too late, John. They're going to have to take a timeout already.
Hey, let's go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
It was raining.
That teen was texting.
The deer was crossing. The guy was looking at his maps.
At Bob Morey's Auto Body, no matter the excuse, they'll fix it for you.
Look us up on the web, call or come by now. Make sure you pay attention. Watch out for that. Bob Morey's Auto Body. It's your car. It's your choice.
Choose wisely.
At BobMoreyAutoBody.com.
Welcome back. So coming out of the timeout, the Hawklets going to have it 1st and 10 on the Tiger 38. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. Third quarter play. Bentonville on top, 14-10. Luke Bailey Jr. now working under center. He's going to toss it to Cassius Howell. Howell over the left side. Howell's trying to find some running room. He's going to be run out of bounds. They're going to give him a pickup of about 2 on the play. Jackson Hutchins for Bentonville in on the tackle there. So that's a 1-yard pickup, so it's 2nd down and 9. I'll tell you what, Bentonville's defense from that late second quarter on, they've really found an answer now to Cassius Howell.
Well, John, they stretched that one all the way out to the sideline that time, and they're doing a good job of stringing it out. And with this team speed, you don't want to be going sideline.
Yeah. Well, Howell's still a dangerous running back, but Bentonville's seemed to found a way to kind of keep him in. Pitch goes again to Cassius Howell. Howell working his way now. Howell finds a hole, and just as I say, they found an answer. Howell pushes it out there for about a 13-yard pickup. He's going to get down all the way to the Bentonville 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawklets. Jackson Hutchins once again coming in to drive him out of bounds.
Hawklets overloaded their left side of their offensive line that time, and once again they just outnumbered Bentonville on the corner there.
We'll split John Michael Gillenberg out to the right. Got Aiden Flood split out to the left. Power formation.
Same play.
Give goes to Howell. Howell's trying to find room over the left side. Short pickup on the play. Good job that time.
He came out in that same power formation, John. 2 fullbacks in front of Cassius Howell there, and Bentonville was able to actually make a stop that time.
Yeah, it looks like number 34, Max Shreve, was in on that tackle. He's checking out of the ball game right now. 2nd down and 9.
And Rockhurst brought their big fullback in, number 33.
That's Leggio. The give goes
Fumble.
to fumble, ball.
I think Bailey Jr. was able to fall back on it, John.
Joe Leggio came in at fullback and just didn't get really good handoff there at the mesh point. Ball came out, but Hawklets avoided the turnover. Number 3, Luke Bailey, gets back on it. Loss of a yard on the play, bring up 3rd and 10. Gillenborg split out to the right. Got a single receiver here to the left. Give goes around the end to Connor Ryan. Connor Ryan is going to get hit at about the 24-yard line, but he's going to stumble his way down to close to the 20. It's going to be short of a first down. Zane Ochoa, once again, in on the tackle to bring up 4th down and 5.
I think it looks like Rockhurst is going to go for it this time, John.
John Michael Gillenborg is the kicker for the Hawklets. He's got a good leg, but I think Rockhurst, they want to try to somehow pick up that first down, keep this drive alive.
They got that big power package in there, John.
Cassius Howe in the backfield. Motion now. Give goes to Howe. Howe's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Howe bounces out. It's going to be touchdown Rockhurst. Cassius Howe on a 20-yard touchdown scamper, and Rockhurst retakes the lead.
John, they plugged the hole up where that play was designed to go, but there was no backside help, and he was able to bounce it back outside, and there was no one in containment.
Yeah, you thought for a minute he was going to try to run that thing over the left side, and it looked like Bentonville was going to have him contained, maybe a turnover on downs, but credit that young man for finding a way, and Gillenborg for the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 6 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter play, Rockhurst 17, Bentonville 14. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network. We're back here in Kansas City where the Rockhurst Hawklets have just retaken the lead 17-14 on a 20-yard Cassius Howe touchdown run. Boy, kind of a back and forth affair tonight, Donnie.
John, you got the Rockhurst was able to capitalize on the short field after the Bentonville turnover.
Gillenborg with kind of a line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by, I think that's Luke Wright. Luke Wright, number 31, fields it at about his own 30. He's able to scoop it up, get a few yards out of it, up to the 33-yard line. Tell you what, good job of Luke Wright, the junior tight end. Kind of an awkward ball to handle right there, but he was able to get it, and Tigers will start from their own 33. Looks like there may be maybe an official timeout on the field. Very cool evening tonight, Donnie. Temperature's got to be about 60 degrees here. Perfect night for football, but I'm not sure what the official timeout's for, but maybe they have a hydration rule, or I'm not sure what it is.
Maybe there's something in Missouri, I'm not sure, yeah.
All right, here we go. The offense for the Bentonville is back on the field.
Andrew Edwards at quarterback and Josh Ficklin in at running back, John.
All right. Chaz Nimrod split out wide to the left. Oh, say what? Andrew.
I'm not sure how Ficklin was able to get that ball.
Holy cow. Well, snap kind of came out to Andrew Edwards to his right, far to his right, and it was everything he could do to handle the snap, but then he tried to hand it to Ficklin, and, boy, that was almost disaster for Bentonville. Loss of 3 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 13. Got Chaz Nimrod, Cooper Smith, Cade Foster, trip receivers to the left. Edwards now throws complete. That is Chaz Nimrod. Just a little tunnel screen right there to number 5, Chaz Nimrod. Good pickup on the play. He's going to get the ball out to the 41. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That's a good second down play, John. Make a really manageable 3rd down here.
Be interesting to see. Let's see, Josh Ficklin in the game. Ficklin now going to split out to the Right side, empty backfield. Andrew Edwards going to run it. He's got a blocker out front. Edwards going to pick up the first down. That is big number 58 for Bentonville. Let's see, who is that?
Jackson Kaler.
Yeah, Jackson Kaler. Sorry, Jackson Kaler coming in for pulling from his center position, got out in front and just led block excellently that time for Andrew Edwards. First down, now the Tigers have it at the Hocklet 48-yard line.
John, that was our outside zone run. It's just with the running back, or excuse me, the quarterback instead of the running back.
Same formation. Edwards now looking to throw. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Just a sailed a little high. Intended for tight end, number 31, Luke Wright. Tell you what, he kind of had Luke Wright down the seam, but threw it just a little high.
Passing game just has not been as sharp tonight, John, as it was down in Conway last week. Missed some. There's been several. Both quarterbacks have missed several open receivers tonight.
2nd and 10. Edwards throws out to his left. It is complete. I believe that is Cade Foster.
That was Cade, John.
Yeah, Cade Foster, number 11. Great job of Cade Foster. Good yards after the catch that time.
Number 47 just checked in for Bentonville, John. Jackson Gilbreth and Foster went out.
Okay, here we go. Twin receivers to the right. Edwards looking deep. Edwards now going to cut it up. And Edwards going to get a few yards.
John, this Hocklet secondary is doing a great job. Every time we've tried to take a deep shot, they have been covered tonight.
So here we go, 2nd and 7. Ball on the Hocklet 34-yard line. Edwards going to give to Josh Flicklin over the left side. Flags fly in at about the 35. And, again, Flicklin making his way through that defense right there. Picks up yardage, but that one, I'm afraid, Donnie's going to be called back on a holding call.
It'll be interesting to see if they want to take that penalty or make it 3rd down.
They're going to take that penalty.
They're going to take the penalty.
Because it'd be 3rd down and about
I didn't realize how close to the 1st down he had gotten on that play.
So after the penalty, that's going to take it back to the 45-yard line of the Hawklets, where it'll be 2nd and 18. Bentonville going to send trips to the right. Looks like Nimrod, Smith, and Foster. Gibbs going to go to Josh Ficklin. Ficklin picks up about 5 on the play, down to about the 40-yard line.
If he was able to run through that tackle, John, that would have been a big play.
Tell you, we already have seen what Josh Ficklin can do when he gets into open field. So 3rd and 13. You know, this is, honestly, Donnie, right here, even if you pick up 6 or 7 yards and come up 6 or 7 short, at 2 down, it kind of place the field you are. So Edwards now waiting the snap, takes a snap, drops back, looking to his left. He throws over the middle, complete to Chaz Nimrod at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bentonville. Andrew Edwards hits Chaz Nimrod with a dart across the middle. What a play. And Bentonville retakes the lead. Wow.
John, I enjoy really competitive games. This is a good game tonight. Both teams are playing really good football tonight.
Logan Turner on now. Kick is up, and it is good. And with 2:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter play, Bentonville retakes the lead 21-17. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network. All right, we are back here in Kansas City where the Bentonville Tigers have retaken the lead 21-17. Donnie, how many lead changes have there been tonight? At least four or five.
4 or 5, yeah.
It is a back-and-forth affair. It's two heavyweight fighters out here just trading punches.
That was the 6th lead change.
6th lead change. Connor Ryan back to receive for the Hawklets. Turner's kick is in the air. It's going to be taken at the 1-yard line by Connor Ryan. Ryan gets it out to the right side, and he is upended at the 24-yard line. Wow, kind of did the helicopter spin there. JT Tomesco making the special teams play. So great job by number 32, the young sophomore, coming in, making a spectacular tackle on special teams. All right, well, let's see if the defense right here can kind of continue the momentum from the offense right there.
And John, the defense, came out 3 and out that first drive. Rockhurst was able to answer on their second drive of the game. This is a big defensive stand this time.
I formation, Bailey Jr. gives up the middle, and that's either no gain or quite possibly a loss of a half a yard. I think that was Cassius Howe.
It was, John.
Yeah. Well, they're going to give him a yard pickup, Donnie. It seemed like to me the pile was kind of on the other side of the 24, but they'll give him a yard pickup. Still a good defensive play by Bentonville. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
With that running back's ability, I think holding him to 1 yard is a good stop.
Gillenborg, Aiden Flood, split out to the left. I formation. Give goes to Howell over fake. I'm sorry. And Luke Bailey Jr. is pressured by number 42, Cole Joyce. And I'll tell you what, Luke Bailey Jr., he is slow to get up after that. When he got the pass away, he just basically threw it away. Cole Joyce was coming there like a freight train.
The Bentonville coaching staff wanted intentional grounding, but number 2, he was close enough in the area there for it to be not intentional grounding.
I think Luke Bailey Jr. saw his life flash before his eyes right there. Cole Joyce with a head of steam coming in.
Bentonville definitely brought the blitz package that time.
So here we go. 3rd and 9. Bailey Jr. drops back. He's looking throw. He's going deep downfield. And well overthrows the intended receiver.
And Bailey took another lick, John. He's getting up, holding the stomach.
That time the pass was intended for number 16, John Michael Gillenborg. Well defended. Colby Crawford doing a great job of defending over there. 4th down, great series by the defense.
Bailey is hurt, John, and he started to come to the sideline. He took a shot right in the midsection.
Was it Joyce again?
It was not Cole that time.
Okay.
I didn't see the number, but he's hurting. He's still holding the stomach, and now he's having to be out there to punt.
Looks like Bentonville may be coming after this one. Well, no, now they're going to put the return on. Cade Foster's calling for a fair catch, and Foster's going to get a fair catch at the Bentonville 36-yard line. Great defensive series that time by the Tigers. Boy, they built off that momentum of the offense's last possession.
That big pass played, and Chaz got everybody fired up on the sideline. Defense came out fired up that series, John.
Donnie, I don't think any team has had more than a one-possession lead in this ball game. So this is a tremendous opportunity for Bentonville right here to make this a 2-possession ball game.
The biggest lead's been 4.
Yeah. 1 minute, 9 seconds left to go. 3rd quarter of play. Bentonville on top 21-17.
Edwards and Anderson in the backfield.
And the give goes to Sean Anderson up the middle.
Sorry, John.
I was just going to say, really, really like the way Sean Anderson runs the ball. He just runs with such power. He stays on his feet, never stops his legs.
The timing was thrown off on that play a little bit, John. The snap, once again, Andrew had to reach for the snap a little bit, and he almost missed Sean with the handoff.
2nd down and 9. Edwards looking to throw, looking to his left, and the ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like big number 77 for Rockhurst. A.J. Frazier. Oh, they're saying now it's number 2, Cassius Howell, was the one that got his hands on that. Cassius Howell, Donnie, he rarely comes off the field.
He's been out there a lot. He was getting a little more break on the offensive side in the first half. He's not getting the break the second half, John. He's gonna be out there this whole second half, it seems like.
3rd and 9 from the Tiger 37. Twin receivers right and left. Edwards drops back. He's looking throws complete over the middle. That's number 20, Cameron Prince, with the reception. Big play for the Bentonville Tigers right there.
Big first down pickup, John.
Moving the ball into Hawklet territory, down to the Hawklet 46-yard line. Cameron Prince checking into the ball game, getting the reception.
I was going to give credit to Sean Anderson, John. Cassius Howell was coming on the blitz, and Sean Anderson did an outstanding job of picking him up and giving Andrew time to make that throw.
Great eyes there, Donnie. Good point.
And we're going to take it to the fourth quarter here, John.
So we've played 3 here in Kansas City. Bentonville 21, Rockhurst High School 17. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
Since 1996, Bob Morey's Auto Body has worked hard in providing you the best all-around automotive collision repair. It is a pleasure getting to serve you Northwest Arkansas. With 14 service bays, we can handle large and small repairs along with auto glass replacement.
In this part of the country, it's a way of life. You're going about your day without a cloud in the sky. Then suddenly, you find yourself wondering how solid your home really is. With nearly 25 years of certified experience, let our team give you the same assurance on a stormy night you feel on a clear afternoon. Before the downpour, before the leaks, call Foster Roofing, serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since 1994.
Okay, here we go. Set to start the fourth quarter of play. Bentonville's going to have it 1st and 10 on the Hawklet 46-yard line. Edwards takes the snap. Play action, throws out to the left, complete to Cade Foster. Foster's going to get inside the 40, down to the 45. Flag comes out at the 41-yard line, and
that's an awfully weak call, John.
Oh, they're going to. I think
get
illegal use of hands.
They're going to call a hold on Chaz Nimrod, and that's a weak flag.
Well, that's unfortunate because it was a nice play execution by Andrew Edwards on the play fake. Good catch by Cade Foster. Good run after the catch. And I'll be honest with you, Donnie, one of the things Bentonville has taught for so long that they do better than anybody I've ever seen is receivers blocking and blocking downfield. And I think sometimes officials just don't see receivers blocking like Bentonville receivers do. And I think sometimes they anticipate that. Well, they're having quite a discussion about it. Okay. Block in the back.
Well, that's an even weaker call because the Rockhurst defender ran around Chaz and turned his back to him.
Oh, boy. So theoretically, you could get blocking back every play. But, well, that's going to move the ball back to the Bentonville 44-yard line. It's going to make it 1st and 20. Edwards. Fakes the throw. Oh, Edwards going to be sacked.
That's going to be a face mask, John.
Cassius Howell comes in sacks, but Cassius Howell got his face mask. And
that's a face mask.
So the Hawklets picked up 10 yards on the block in the back. Looks like Bentonville is going to pick up 15 on the personal foul face mask. Yeah. Well, again, the Hawklet faithful over here on this side, they don't like the call, but it was pretty clear.
He didn't signal personal foul though, John. So if he's only if he only called the 5-yard one, then we'll get the first down again.
I'll tell you what, but that Donnie, he almost took. I thought he took his helmet off for a second. Well, there they are.
We're having to discuss
here. Oh boy.
Oh, they're only giving us a 5-yard penalty on that one, John. Unbelievable. He almost ripped his helmet off, and that's a 5-yard penalty.
Honestly, Donnie, I thought his helmet had been ripped off, but apparently that was oh, well.
So we ended up losing 4 yards anyway on that play.
So
even with the
after
penalty.
the walk-off, it was still a loss of 4, so we went from 1st and 20, now it's 1st and 24. Okay. Well, ball will be spotted on the Bentonville 40. Edwards rolls to his right. Edwards looking downfield. Now he throws complete out at the 46.
Cooper Smith.
Cooper Smith makes his way out to the 48-yard line. You know, first down, Donnie, that's not a bad play there on first down. That's a 9-yard pickup. A thing like that, you just kind of have to get it in chunks there.
Yep.
So 2nd down and 15. Got Chaz Nimrod split out wide here to the left. Sean Anderson in the backfield. Edwards takes snap. Give goes to Sean Anderson. Anderson, again, power running by Sean. Look at him just move the pile, Donnie.
John, there wasn't a lot there, and he ended up getting 5 or 6 on that play.
I'll tell you what, that is one tough kid right there. He got 5 yards out of nothing right there.
Now, he ran into that pile and just started moving it himself.
So it's going to be 3rd and a little over 10 for the first down. Boy, this is where you need one of those big plays like we had just a little earlier. Trip receivers to the left. Edwards now looking over the defense. Takes a snap. Edwards looking to his left. He's looking deep. He wants to get it all right here, and incomplete. Pass was intended for number 20, Cameron Prince. So Aiden Flood on the coverage, and I'll tell you what, Flood had good coverage that time on Cameron Prince. So going to bring up 4th down and 11. So Logan Turner, number 94, coming on to do the punting for Bentonville. You know, and Donnie, this is a situation, maybe Logan can pin them deep.
Yep.
Connor Ron, and I believe that is Aiden Flood back deep to receive. Oh, Turner gets a good kick, but good. Oh, it's going to be fielded by Aiden Flood. Aiden Flood found some room around the right side, and tell you what, Aiden Flood made a pretty good return of it. Got out to the 25, across the 25, out to the 26. But, Donnie, I thought for a second that may be a big play for Bentonville.
He fielded it at the 10, John, on the bounce.
Yeah.
And was able to get outside. No one on that outside containment. Everyone was crashing in too much.
9 minutes, 49 seconds left to go in the ball game. Bentonville up 21-17. It's been a great high school football game tonight.
And, John, that last drive, Bentonville had stuff going and got derailed by that block in the back penalty and put us behind the big 10 yards behind the sticks. Power formation again.
Give this time goes to number 8. That is Jake O'Brien.
First
yeah,
down.
We hadn't seen much of that power formation since really the first quarter. I think it was about 4 or 5 times in a row they lined up in that, but hadn't really seen much of it. Looks like maybe they're trying to go back to it.
And that was the first time that it was not Cassius Howell running the ball out of that formation.
So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the Hawklet 35-yard line. Isaac Cook split wide left. Give goes to O'Brien, and O'Brien, he's going to lose a yard, I think.
Cole Joyce, John.
Cole Joyce, number 42. Well, I tell you, Cole, he is so fast. Yeah, loss of 2 on the play.
Bringing in number 33, John. They're going to go to that
Leggio.
When he comes in, they usually line up in that double wing look.
Joe Leggio checking in. Isaac Cook once again splitting out to the left. Twin receivers here into the boundary. Bailey under center. He dropped the snap, but he throws and completes it somehow to Connor Ron, number 4. Boy, Luke Bailey Jr. coming under center, dropped the ball. Must have been a perfect bounce back up into his hands, and still completed the tunnel screen to number 4, Connor Ryan.
Yeah, Cassius Howell checking in, John.
Yeah, 3rd and 4. Big play right here. So Cassius Howell going to line up as the tailback.
Why wasn't that in that, John? Rockhurst should have just been flagged for an illegal substitution.
There you go, Pitt. Yeah, whoa, yeah, and I think a timeout has been called on the field. Timeout, Rockhurst.
Bentonville's coaches are irate on the other sideline, John. They broke the huddle, and then they started subbing after they broke the huddle. That should have been an illegal substitution.
Oh, and here we go. I think. Oh, let's see what happened. They threw the flag, but
they just got one of our guys. They're getting a penalty on one of our guys.
Oh no. So, looks like the coaching staff calling Bentonville over to the sidelines. Want to have a little discussion here. Yeah, that's what the call is going to be.
So we're giving them a first down, John.
Well, that's a big play in the ball game right there. That's one of those. It's one of those things, you know. There's frustration. We saw it. They broke the huddle with 12 men, no call, and you know, there's frustration. You gotta let it go. It's tough.
Well, they threw the flag on one of our players, John. I don't know which one, but it was the side judge over here.
So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 10 Hawklets from the Bentonville 44-yard line after the penalty is assessed. Bailey Jr. now. He'll pitch to Cassius Howell. Whistles come in.
John.
False start on the Hawklets. So that'll back the Hawklets up 5, back to the 49-yard line, or it'll be 1st and 15.
Well, there's been a couple of plays, John, we noticed where it looks like they've gotten an early start a couple of times. They finally got caught that time.
Okay, so Bailey Jr. now is going to be in the shotgun. He's going to have Cassius Howell lined up in the backfield with him. Cassius Howell now is going to take out a reverse. And
Zane
Ochoa.
Zane Ochoa,
Look
John.
at that. Zane Ochoa coming in with the tackle. I'll tell you what, he grabbed him by the leg right there and twisted him down. And, you know, I think Zane was trying to make sure the young man was down. And Hawklet fans, of course, they wanted a little unnecessary roughness. But I'll tell you what, I love the way 36 is playing.
John, we've called his name a lot, and he stayed home on that reverse. He wasn't
sure
fooled, and he fought off a block and made that tackle for a loss.
And what a great open field tackle. You know, you had the running back in space right there, and Ochoa, he did it just textbook right there. So 2nd down now and 21. Bailey drops straight back.
On the blitz, Zane
Ochoa.
Ochoa.
And they're going to throw a flag
for
there.
What?
They're going to say a horse collar there.
The horse collar's got to be from back, not from the front.
Let's see. They've called the penalty in Ochoa. He got his hand in there, and, yeah, he's calling a horse collar.
That is a ridiculous call. A horse collar is from the back nameplate or under the shoulder pads. He had him on the front of the jersey. That is not a horse collar tackle.
Boy. Oh, boy. Now, Donnie, that's not an automatic first down. Is that correct?
It is not an automatic first down.
So
it'll still be they'll get second down.
Second down and 12. But again, Ochoa back, I mean, he is everywhere. Tell you what, the young man's playing his heart out tonight.
And John, I was reading the Federation rules. They changed the horse collar rule this year. It used to be you had to get inside the jersey. Now the nameplate is that, but it's got to be from behind. He had the front shoulder pad there.
Okay, give goes to Howell. Howell's going to pick up about 3. They'll give him yardage down to the 43-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Boy, such a big series right here. 6 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the ball game. Bailey Jr. in the shotgun. He's got Cassius Howell lined up in the backfield. Bailey Jr. gives it to Howell over the right side, and Howell is going to be short of the ball. Ball's out. And they're going to say he's down, but he is short.
He's short. It's going
to be fourth down in about 2, maybe 1.5.
You know they're going to go for it here, John.
No question. You're down 4 points. You're in the fourth quarter. It's a point on the field. You're not going to kick a field goal. You're not going to punt it. They're going to line up here and try to make the first down here.
Bentonville just don't jump off sides. Make them earn this if they're going to get it.
Power formation. Bailey Jr. under center. Give goes to Cassius. Cole Joyce.
They stopped him, John.
And he is down. Hey, it's a turnover on downs. Cole Joyce hit him a yard deep in the backfield. And then the rest of the Tigers finished him off. A turnover on downs, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bentonville. Wow, what a play.
Cole Joyce, John, was able to stand him up, and then a host of other Tigers were able to come in and finish him off.
Hey, let me tell you something. You got to give Cassius Howell a lot of credit because Cole Joyce hit him a yard deep in the backfield, and that young man still pressed forward, but it took a host of other Tigers to get him down. What a great play that time by the Bentonville defense.
All right, Bentonville offense, John, they can put together some first downs here. Maybe be able to finally salt this game away.
So it's going to be Edwards with running back Josh Ficklin. Showing blitz off the edge. Ficklin's going to take it. Ficklin's maybe get a gain of about a half yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. Bentonville holding on to a 4-point lead, 21-17.
No gain.
More Hawklets with 1 timeout remaining. You got to feel like if Bentonville could put together a couple things here and put together a long drive, they could get out of here with a win tonight. Edwards takes a snap, looking to throw, throws over the sideline, complete. Cooper Smith, and Cooper Smith gets out at the 48-yard line. That is enough for a Bentonville first down. Nice job that time by Andrew Edwards to find Cooper Smith.
The only thing Cooper did wrong that time, John, he ran out of bounds.
But that's okay. We want to keep moving those chains and get it down on this end of the field. So we got Cooper Smith this time. He's split out to the left.
Rockhurst has 8 guys in the box, John. They are just daring Bentonville
Give
to throw.
goes to Josh Ficklin. Ficklin going to get across midfield down to the 47. Good pickup on the play. 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
I don't have the stats, John, but he's got to be close to a 100-yard night, if not over it already.
You know, last week at Conway, the young sophomore ran for 107. So looks like Chaz Nimrod, Cooper Smith going to split out here to the left. Ficklin going to stand in the backfield behind Andrew Edwards.
Andrea, no hurry on that clock now.
No, play clock at 4. Bentonville takes a snap. Ficklin going to run it over the right side. Josh Ficklin finding some room. Ficklin picks up the first down inside the 40, and Ficklin is going to get down to the 39-yard line. And clock's going to stop to move the chains, 3:35. Now it's rolling. Bentonville would love nothing more than to run a bunch of clock and end this drive with a score. Cooper Smith, Chaz Nimrod, split to the left. Ficklin in the backfield. Edwards takes a snap. Give that time goes to Ficklin. Ficklin is going to be hit in the backfield. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10, or 2nd and 11. They're going to say he lost a yard on that. Clock rolling, 2 minutes, 49 seconds.
Looks like Rockhurst ran a stunt that time, John, and number 18 was able to come through free on that block, or on the tackle.
Bentonville now with 12 on the play clock.
Double tight end formation, John.
Boy, Rockhurst got everybody in the box. Josh Ficklin with the handoff. Boy, picks up about
Rockhurst just used
7.
their last timeout.
And Rockhurst is going to call a timeout. Let's go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Bentonville Tiger Football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
At Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale, we understand that life is too short to spend hours in an ER waiting room. And we know that in an emergency, minutes really do matter. So our entire team is committed to working diligently to have you initially seen by a clinical professional in 30 minutes or less, because we think you should spend less time waiting and more time feeling better. The 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, only at Northwest Health System Bentonville and Springdale.
Okay, we are back here in Kansas City. We've got 2 minutes, 19 seconds left to go in the ball game. Bentonville on top, 21-17. When they come out of the timeout, it is going to be third down. They're saying 3. Donnie, I think that looks more like 4 right there. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. Bentonville's got the ball at the Hawklet 33-yard line.
Be interesting to see, John, if we get another handoff to Ficklin or if the Tiger offensive staff throws for this first down. Because Rockhurst has 8 players inside the box.
All right, here we go. Josh Ficklin behind Andrew Edwards.
They're doubling Chaz. They got single coverage up on Cooper.
Trying to draw him off sides. Give goes to Ficklin. Ficklin is hit in the backfield. He's going to lose a couple of yards right there. And that is going to bring up 4th down and 6. So here's the situation here, Donnie. You got the ball in their 35-yard line, 4th down. You're going to let the play clock just run down to probably 1 and call a timeout and think about what you want to do. Clock right now is rolling. Minute 52 left to go in the ball game. Bentonville can run this thing down to about a minute 35. I think they're.
We're lining up.
Here we are. We're going to try to run it. Here we go. Andrew Edwards throwing.
Went right through Cooper's hands. Would have been the first down.
Incomplete, in and out of the hands of Cooper Smith. So it will be a turnover on downs with a minute 32 left to go in the ball game. So,
John, it was there. And I know if you talk to Cooper, he's going to be upset at himself. That ball went right through his hands. He would have been the first down pickup.
So here we go. The Hawklets are going to have the ball at their own 35-yard line. Minute 32 left to go in the ball game. Bentonville on top, 21-17.
Nothing deep here, John, and keep them in bounds. They are out of timeouts. They had to waste one right after a turnover early in the second half, and that might come back to hurt them.
Luke Bailey Jr. now, he's looking to throw, looks to his left, and he throws complete. That is Isaac Cook, number 82 on the reception. Picks up 5 on the catch. Runs out of bounds, stops the clock with a minute 28.
John, looks like they're gonna work those outs to the sideline, try to conserve some time.
They'll give him 6 yards. He gets the ball out to the Hawklet 41-yard line.
See if Bentonville can jump one, John. Get a pick off, take it to the house.
Well, the thing is, with a minute 28, they're going to have to work the sidelines. No timeouts. Bailey Jr. now looking, throws the same way, and they're going to call that complete. Looked like he was bobbling a little bit. So that's going to be enough for a first down. That stops the clock with a minute 24. So 2 plays, 11 yards in 8 seconds.
He was tackled in bounds, though, John. So they're saying the clock.
Well, they're not starting the clock, though, Donnie.
Oh, there's no way he got out of bounds over there.
Well, it's showing a minute 24, 1st and 10. Bailey Jr. in the shotgun. Bailey Jr. now, he's going to turn it up and run. Bailey Jr. at midfield.
We got a hold, John.
Colby Crawford is going to be in for the tackle, but as Bailey Jr. gets down inside the 45, flag thrown back at the 47 of the Hawklets. And Donnie, that is what the official is signaling. That is a hold on the boy, big break for the Tigers right there. It's one of the things, Luke Bailey Jr., number 3, the quarterback for the Hawklets, he is more of a dual threat, but, Bailey Jr. has been hit a couple times, as you said tonight, and, he seems to be kind of walking gingerly out there.
He doesn't, the last drive, the hit he took right in the rib cage, and I mean.
Clock is rolling now after the penalty, minute 11. It's going to be 1st and 19. Donnie, they've got to go deep right here. Bailey Jr. is going to roll to his right. He's looking to throw. He's trying to fire it over.
Colby!
Oh,
I thought he had it. I thought Colby
You
Crawford
and I both
had it.
thought Colby Crawford came up with the play of the night right there. Falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 19 with 58 seconds left to go in the ball game. Donnie, what a ball game this has turned out to be.
That's what I've enjoyed. Every one of these games in this series, John, have been hard-fought, competitive games.
They really have.
I don't remember any games where it was just really one-sided.
Now, these two teams have played to overtime. I think Rockhurst one year won on the 2-point conversion. It's been a great series. And
once again, they just broke the huddle with 12 players, with people running in and off the field, and
Luke Bailey Jr.
And the clock was at play.
And he's going deep.
0.
He's going deep. And incomplete. Great coverage by Colby Crawford. Oh, Colby Crawford doing a great job right there. Pass was intended for John Michael Gillenborg. Falls incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd and 19 with 50 seconds left to go in the ball game. Now, this is a situation, Donnie, right here, 3rd and 19. You got to maybe watch an underneath screen or some kind of a gimmick play. They don't have to pick it all up right here.
No, because, it's 4-down territory at this point.
But maybe you throw it short. You got to watch the underneath stuff right here. So here we go. Bailey Jr. looking to throw. He's being pressured. He's hit as he threw.
Interception.
It's intercepted. Who was that?
Number 8.
Number 8, that's Ethan Estes. Ethan Estes on the interception. And the Bentonville Tigers have held with 40 seconds left to go in the ball game.
And I don't know who got the pressure, but Bailey took another lick in the midsection as he was trying to make that throw.
Bentonville.
Milton on the pressure, he just announced for Bentonville, was the man that got in there and put the number 23, Mason Middleton.
Mason Middleton getting a start tonight at inside linebacker, putting the pressure on Bailey Jr., resulting in the interception by Ethan Estes.
Victory formation, John.
It's best formation in football right here.
Bentonville should only have to take 1 snap with the new 40-second play clock.
And, Donnie, I think you're correct, and that's going to do it. The Bentonville Tigers have come to Kansas City, and they're going to get a 21-17 victory over the Rockhurst Hawklets. What a ball game.
6 lead changes, back and forth all night, John. Bentonville's defense was able to make some stops in the second half when it mattered the most. They come up big interception there to end the ball game.
As the clock comes down under 10, Bentonville will not have to snap it again. Rockhurst with no timeouts. 3, 2, 1, and the Bentonville Tigers go to 2-0 on the season with a 21-17 victory over the Rockhurst Hawklets. Well, a happy Tiger sideline tonight. A hard-fought victory against a very good Rockhurst High School team. Teams will not exchange handshakes because of COVID protocols, but good scene here is both teams kneeling or
doing
going
a
out here
helmet salute.
doing a helmet salute at midfield, and that's great to see. Hey, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back here to Kansas City here in just a moment to wrap things up as the Bentonville Tigers win 21-17. You're watching Bentonville Tiger football on the Bentonville Sports Network.
On game day, football players aren't the only ones suiting up. Our crew's ready for any play.
Yeah, can I get 1 box? Extra sauce and toast. Hydrated Idaho, Idaho. Tailgate to go.
So that's a box combo with extra cane sauce, Texas toast, fresh squeezed lemonade with crinkle cut fries, and a 25-finger tailgate.
Nailed it!
Football's just part of who we are. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
We are back here in Kansas City as the Bentonville Tigers emerge victorious tonight, 21-17 over the Rockhurst Hawklets. Donnie, what a ball game. Two heavyweight fighters just punching it out all night, 6 or 7 lead changes, but the Bentonville Tigers found a way, come away with a very good victory over a very good ball team.
John, 14-10 at halftime. Each team scored 1 touchdown that second half. Rockhurst scored on a big run by Cassius Howell, and Bentonville scored answered right after that with a big 40-yard pass to Chaz Nimrod. And then the defenses, guys, that's probably one of the best defensive teams we'll see this year, John. And it was, like you said, it was a heavyweight battle out there tonight.
It really was. Well, listen, we're glad you joined us this evening. Hope you enjoyed a great ball game, and hope you join us again next week. We'll be on the air at 6:45 for the Tiger pregame show with kickoff at 7 o'clock as the Bentonville Tigers once again travel to the Kansas City area to take on Mill Valley in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. That's going to do it for tonight. The Bentonville Tigers victorious 21-17. We'll see you next week. So long, everyone.